Hi, MGTOW Millennials here. Today I wanted to talk about the Me Too movement. Before I get into it, I want to say that rape, sexual assault, and exploitation of anybody is absolutely unacceptable and should be punished by the full extent of the law. With that said, so should false allegations and allegations that are not rooted in evidence but just hearsay. There needs to be some standard to where these allegations are carried out. And the media should not have access to allegations that have no evidence. If somebody is found guilty by the public before they stand trial, there is a good chance that they will be found guilty once they stand trial. They are not innocent until proven guilty when it comes to these charges. Am I saying that all of these allegations from the Me Too movement have been false? No, they haven't. But I would say more than half of them have been. Give this some thought. If you are raped, your life changes forever. It is a negative thing. It is something that impacts you every day of your life. It is not good. There is nothing positive about rape. Let's say you are accused of rape, but you didn't do it. Much like being raped, you are never the same. Your life is never the same. But the difference is if you're raped, you don't have to tell the world. And if you do, usually the world will hold pity for you, and rightfully so. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But no one gives a damn about a rapist, and no one believes you if you say you didn't do it. Everyone says that. So if you're accused of rape and you didn't do it, I would say that in a lot of ways, your journey in life is going to be harder than someone that was actually raped. And that is crazy. And once you're accused of it, your burden of proof is outstandingly high, because if people don't believe the woman, well, then they endorse rape. You know, according to the Me Too movement, you just got to believe them. You just got to believe them. They know the truth. They know the truth. Well, okay. So what if there's evidence of saying they're lying? Should we exploit that? Should we look at that and say, hey, obviously there was no rape that took place? I mean, let's talk about the timelines. If it's been more than a decade, it's impossible to physically prove it. Secondly, why would you wait that long to report somebody for such a violent crime? Any crime that they did thereafter is directly your fault. You could have stopped it. Now, if there is some way to prove it, some text messages, some video, something, I say go for it. If you have no evidence to substantiate these crimes, I don't see how you can go about telling the public that this person did this. Why didn't you do something sooner? In my opinion, this Me Too movement has done more damage than good. And the reason it's done more damage for everybody is that people didn't used to think women lied about rape as much as they do now. And I know people are saying now that, oh, well, you know, you believe the woman. Oh, obviously it's been a big problem. This is a social and cultural problem. Yeah, it has been. But isn't it odd that now, of all times, when someone's accused, there's more people saying, well, I don't know, than there ever was before? I've seen it. No one knows what to believe. And it's just odd to me that no one's accusing, I don't know, an accountant. You know, you don't hear 10 women accusing an accountant from 30 years ago that they were raped. It's always these celebrities. Somebody that can put them in the spotlight, somebody that's got the funds to maybe settle with them or, you know, be sued by, you know, it's just odd that it's these celebrities. Keep in mind, these celebrities usually had better looking spouses. They could have had a one-night stand with women way better looking than these women. Secondly, they could have hired escorts of the highest order to do whatever the hell they wanted, but they're raping these women, and these women kind of just forgot about it for 30 years and they come forward later. It's just odd to me. You know what? Geez. I think that Me Too has been exploited by people that want money, people that want fame. Don't get me wrong. I fully believe that certain people, and I won't name names, but certain people that have been brought into the spotlight were guilty. Why the hell did anyone wait this long to say anything? Every additional person that was assaulted, raped, anything after them, that's on them for not saying anything. They did nothing to stop those future molestations, and they should be held accountable as well. You are required to report felonies. You are required by law to report felonies. You did not. There has to be something to say about that. That you could have prevented further sexual abuse, but you did nothing. So even if they're telling the truth, the way they conducted this was just, it could not have been more messy. I think the Me Too movement needs to go away. I think people need to start having better situational awareness. Don't be hanging out with people when alcohol and drugs are involved at 2 a.m. and expect nothing but good things to happen. Does that excuse bad behavior? Absolutely not. It does not. But to sit and say things like, well, you can do whatever you want, that no one's got the right to do these things, that's absolutely true. That is true. But why would you tempt fate? Why push the envelope? If you have no intentions on sleeping with someone, don't be in a hotel room with them drunk and on drugs at 2 a.m. Just don't. If you work for this person and you can tell they're coming on to you, their sexual advances, leave the office. Quit the job. Do what you have to do. But to be raped and then say something 30 years later because you were scared of losing your $10 an hour job, I don't know. I think the Me Too movement, I think it started out good. I think people's hearts were in the right place, but I think it's become a witch hunt. And I think anyone that has spoke against it has been just demonized. And I'm speaking against it right now. And I can be demonized. That's fine. But I just want people to know that if this continues, it will only hurt women more than men. Men are not going to want to be in the same place as women. They're not going to want to make advances. They are not going to want to ask a woman out. They're not going to want to have anything to do with women if this continues, because it's a high risk. That's my take on it. I think that the Me Too movement needs to go away. And I think that people need to start having some accountability for who they are and where they are and what they're doing, and have some situational awareness. And I think rapists need to be put away for life. I think that if someone's found guilty and it's obvious they're guilty, they need to be put away for life. No parole. They need to be put away for life. But I think people that don't report these crimes should also face some charges. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.